Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Today we're going to go over our reading lesson for Thursday. I just wanted to make sure that you went on Wednesday slide and you did the GIM kit, which was on the ELA slide for Wednesday's reading assignment. Because there was no Zoom live lesson, it's just a short reading assignment, probably take you 5 minutes or less. And then also, if you did not take your social studies test, that was on Tuesday's slide. So make sure you go back and you do that, okay? If you did not do it. Everybody who did take the test, you did a great job. So good job on that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. We're going to be on page 316, and we're going over a play called The Lightning Tantrum. So we're going to be going through the play, and I'm going to read that to you. And why I'm reading that to you, you can go over the structural elements or maybe even underline structural elements that you see. Remember yesterday we talked about different structural elements. There's dialogue, there's stage directions, the setting, the characters, different maybe descriptions that the author wants you to see in your head, like to be able to picture in your own head while you are reading the play. Remember, if we were doing this at school, we would be able to follow the stage directions and act out the play and use the different structural elements that the author gives us. Unfortunately, we can't do that now. So I'm going to go ahead and read the play to you. And then we're going to underline the structural elements. So if you see some that you want to underline, you can go ahead and do that. The play is called The Lightning Tantrum, and it is a drama. Cast of characters: young light, mother light, and father light. The setting is a colorful, cloud-filled sky at late evening. The light dims on three figures dressed in bright white gowns. Young light: I'm tired of behaving. It's boring, and I don't want to be quiet. And I really don't want to go to bed yet. Mother light: young light, I know you don't want to go to bed yet, but that's the way it has to be. Father light: during the day, you can play as much as you like, but when night comes, you've got to go to bed. Young light: but why? Why can't I play at night? Mother light: because there can't be light in the sky at night. That's when people on Earth are sleeping. Young light: it's not fair. Young light stomps her foot, then she begins pounding her fist against the sky. Father light: stop that, you'll wake up the whole sky. Young light: so I want to wake up the sky. Hey clouds, wake up. There's a low rumbling sound that gradually grows very loud. A flash of light is followed by a loud boom. Young light: ha ha, I woke up the clouds. Rumble. Mother light, shaking her head: oh dear, I guess the people on Earth will have a big thunder and lightning storm tonight. So when you're talking about the cast of characters, we have young light, mother light, and father light, and they're supposed to be like lightning bolts, not actual people. So if you look at the setting, it tells you it's a colorful, cloud-filled sky at late evening. So you know that it's dark and that they're dressed in bright white gowns. So we're going to go ahead and underline the setting because that's one of our structural elements. We're going to underline this dialogue because it's one of the main dialogues and the reason why young light is having a tantrum. She doesn't want to go to bed yet. We're going to underline this one, I want to wake up the sky, because it's another dialogue that tells us what she's trying to do. And she's trying to wake up the sky. She doesn't want to go to bed yet, and then she yells, wake up. Right here where it says there's a low rumbling sound that gradually grows very loud, a flash of light is followed by a loud boom. That's the stage directions. So if we were acting it out at that time, we would maybe make a rumble sound and then maybe a flash of light using the lights, maybe flicker the lights on and off, and then a big loud boom sound. And then we're going to also underline, I guess the people on Earth will have a big thunder and lightning storm tonight. So that's another dialogue that's letting us know the conclusion or the outcome of the entire play. So that's another reason why we underline that one. So those are some structural elements in there. Are there other structural elements? Of course. Right here, young light stomps her foot, then she begins pounding her fist. So that's another stage direction. So if you were young light, you would stomp your foot and then maybe start pounding your fist up against this at the sky. So we're going to look at the next page, 317. And on the next page, it says we have a question 1 and then we have a little chart that we're going to fill out number 2. So number 1 says, which statement best explains why the description in line 2 is important to understand the drama? So the description in line 2 is the light dims on 3 figures dressed in bright white gowns. So, and it also tells us a colorful cloud-filled sky at late evening, and which is the setting. So is it A, it tells us how the actors will move on the stage. B, it describes the setting and how the character or the actors will look. C, it describes the tone of voice the actors will use when they speak. Or D, it names the characters who will appear in the play. And the answer would be B, right? It describes the setting and how the characters are going to look in line 2. So number 2 says, complete the chart by adding dialogue and stage directions to how young light should perform her part in lines 8 through 11. So in line 8, the stage directions are, young light stomps her foot. And in line 8, the dialogue is, it's not fair. So how should young light act? Young light should act upset and angry. She's mad at that moment in line 8. So she stomps her foot. She says it's not fair. So if we were acting it out, we would act mad. We would add upset and angry, and then we would also stomp our foot as an action that we would do. So the stage directions in line 11, no, I'm sorry, in line 10, the stage direction we're going to use is, a flash of light is followed by a loud boom. So the dialogue that goes along with that line 10 is, so I want to wake up the sky. Hey, clouds, wake up. So when young light says, I want to wake up the sky, and she yells to the clouds, a flash of light is followed by a loud boom. So how would young light act if she was acting that scene out, and young light would act satisfied when she woke up the sky? So maybe she would cross her arms and be like, like she did it, you know? So when you're acting something out, you'll use the stage directions and the lines or the dialogue that the author gives you to act out your part. And then that's how people who are watching or reading what you wrote will know what's going on and how you're feeling. So it gives us that kind of like that picture or image in our head to know what the author wants us to see, what he wants us to feel in that moment, just by the characters acting out what the author tells them to do. So if we look at the next page, on page 319, and if you need to pause this, go ahead and pause it, and then turn to page 319 when you're done, or unpause it. On 319, we're going to fill out a short response. And sometimes if you want, you can create a word picture of what the audience will hear or see for its structural element. So when we do the short response, we're kind of going to put that in there. So if we were making our scene and making the background and what we wanted people to see when we were doing our play, our setting may have clouds, they may have dark clouds, and then just some things from the script that we would maybe change just a little bit. So for the setting, I would use dark clouds for the sky. I would also have young light jump around and roll on the floor to show She doesn't want to quiet down. So she's throwing a temper tantrum. And while she's throwing that temper tantrum, she's trying to make sure that the sky's going to wake up, because she doesn't want to go to sleep at that time. So when you create a word picture, you're kind of using what you want the people who are reading or watching to see. And then also using the dialogue, what the people who are reading or watching would hear. So if you need to pause this, go ahead and pause it. There will be a live Zoom tomorrow, Friday. What's tomorrow? May 8th. So tomorrow, Friday, May 8th. So if you want to get on the live Zoom, it'll be at 9. And then if not, I will have this up for you on Monday. Okay. So if I don't see you tomorrow, then have a great weekend. And I will see you Monday. Okay. Bye. Bye.